Jojo on the radio.
On 102.7 KIIS FM.
Write down all 9 songs. At the end of the countdown, somebody's getting hooked up. Of course, tickets to Wango Tango, which is totally sold out, and the Gossip Girl prize pack. And this is what you guys have been waiting for. I'm talking about Island Def Jam artist live in the Guitar Center studios. Mariah Carey is here! Take that, Mariah. How you feel about that?
That was festive. Hey, everybody.
Woof! Woof! Woof!
Hey.
Mariah.
That was so nice.
We're going to get this countdown started. I just want to tell you one thing I've got planned for you, okay?
Oh, yes. Yay.
The album is going to be amazingly successful, and we're going to celebrate that.
Thank you, Jojo.
We're going to celebrate our love.
As always.
Right? So in a few moments, we're going to toast a little champagne.
Ooh, festive.
And I've got a present for you as well.
You do?
It's a special present.
Yay.
It's a sort of a one-of-a-kind.
Wow.
I think you'll like it.
I think I'll love it.
Just so you know, everybody in the room knows what it is.
They do?
And it's good, right? Right?
Any gift is good, and especially if it comes from you, and it's a gift to be here, so thanks in advance anyway.
All right, you guys, get them calls coming in, 800-520-1027. Number 9, David Banner, Get Like Me. Mariah Carey in the studio, y'all. Back in the studio, it's Jojo on the radio, the one, the only. Mariah Carey is here.
Wow. This is the best studio audience. Like, this is a great... I'm so happy to be here. With
people, do they do this like when you walk through the grocery store? Like just...
I don't. You know, I will admit that I haven't really walked through a grocery store in a long time. And that's sounding diva-ish, but honestly, I'm just being honest. Whatever. Like, we love going honestly, it would be a fun field trip for me to go to the grocery store.
You know what?
It's like a festive outing, you know, something to do.
Next time you come in, if we can work it out, we'll just take a trip to the grocery store.
Let's just do that. Actually, I would rather go to, like, the store where they have, like, the beauty supply store.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because you can go and get, like, stuff that you don't see all the time. You know, I'm a beauty school dropout. 500 hours. I don't know.
Now.
Put on my New York accent and talk to you like I'm in beauty school, you know.
Could you still, cut hair or do whatever right now? Like, if I needed a trim, I could say, Mariah, please.
My hair cutting skills are not as good as, like, my, like, the styling of it. I'm better at the style. And I could do manicures and pedicures and all that stuff.
Touch My Body. Let's go through the stats on this real quick.
Okay.
This is Mariah Carey's, you guys know this, but just kind of, let's just feel this for a second.
Okay.
Your 18th number one. You pass some dude in the music history for most number ones named Elvis.
That's like...
Wow. Thoughts on that?
You know what? It's like, I can't even put it in that kind of a perspective, because clearly, you know, when we talk about people like Elvis or like the Beatles, I mean, that's music history and actually changing the world type of history. So I could never put myself in that category and be like, wow, I did this. Because
well, you're in the category.
No, but seriously, just on a personal note, I'm just like,
right.
When I hear it, you know, I hear that kind of statistic, I'm like, whoa. But the point is, I'm like, wow, because it's an amazing thing to just be able to keep doing what I'm doing and do what I love for a living. So I'm just grateful to God for everything that I have. And I know that it's him and not me that's making this happen. And I have to say that I have the best fans in the world. I really do. And that's not because there are people here that will clap. It's the truth. And they're very, very, very good to me. And people like, you know, like even being here at KIIS, it's like, you know, the support from stations that have been so supportive and just, you know, amazing to me, like KIIS FM, is like, you know, that's incredible. It's a great feeling.
I'm so hung up on the fact that she beat the dude that's saying, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog."
Oh, man.
And just a side note, you are only 2 behind the legendary Beatles, like you mentioned.
But you know what? We so can't make it about
I know.
Because honestly, you know, even if their songs, like whatever songs they were, didn't go to number one, because we know they have more than 21 songs, they still had such an impact on the world that it's not even like that stuff matters. It's like what they did matters in their whole thing. So I have to look at it like, okay, I make songs, I make music, I'm grateful for what I do, and I hope that I have helped some people, you know what I mean, in my career, in my life. So that's cool. But let's keep it realistic. I know that I'm not.
Fair enough. Well put. Very humbly put.
But honest,
But at the same time, and we'll end on this note before going to track number 7. This is music history right now. Is it not? Right? You're doing awesome, Mariah.
Thank you, and I appreciate the support.
Before going to track number 7, the line "I will hunt you down and touch my body."
That would be my line, because it's when we collaborated on the record. I was working with Dream. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with Dream, but he also is he's an interesting dude to write with, because I had never worked with him before, and it was like, sometimes when you're writing songs, you're just like mumbling stuff, and you don't really expect it to be the final thing you're gonna say, right? So he starts, everything he's saying is like talking about like touch my butt, like he was having like a lot of the concepts or some of the words that ended up being on the song, but I didn't go where he went. Like afterwards, I had to switch it around and be like, Dream, I love you, but I have to say, I will hunt you down, because like that's what I would do if somebody did that to me. I would hunt them down, and it would be a problem for them. So
don't mess with MC. MC's in the house.
No, it's the truth. And I'm going to say it.
All right, y'all. Number 7, let's roll into the track. And Mariah Carey in the studio on KIIS FM.
Yay.
It is Jojo on the radio, Guitar Center studio. And I got the one, the only, my friend, Miss Mariah Carey. She's hanging out.
Hey, good to be here with you, Jojo.
I love you. I love when you come in. You put me at peace for some reason. Something about when MC walks in the room, I feel like, this is where I'm supposed to be, and everything's good.
And the feeling is mutual, so thank you for being here, seriously.
We got that recorded, right? Sweet. Okay, we know you as, Mariah Carey. Most people see you on TV,
Right.
Not everybody gets a chance to meet you. I know you do a lot of shaking hands, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But let me just kind of ask some questions so we can get the vibe of the real Mariah Carey, like, the not on stage thing.
It's tough.
Kicking back at home, TV shows. What TV shows, other than Idol, we'll get to that later. What TV shows do you watch?
What's messed up is that I don't really have that much time to watch TV.
Right.
But when I do, now they take off all the shows that were my favorite. Like I loved The Sopranos. Like I was an avid Soprano watcher. Like I was very, very annoyed.
You pissed at the ending? Or you like it?
The ending to me kept it like hopeful, especially with the Don't Stop Believing in the background, because then I was like, okay, I hope they're gonna do a movie and everything.
What if they called you and said, we want you to be some soprano?
There's no reason they should never call me. I mean, freaking obviously, I should have been called a long time ago. But that's another story, and we'll deal with it later. All right.
I would love to see you on The Sopranos. Capping somebody's ass.
I would love to do it. No, honestly, I did this movie called Wise Girls. It was an independent movie with Mira Sorvino, and I actually not a lot of people saw it because it was in the wake of the whole glitter disaster. So people were just like, whatever. But it actually got really, really good reviews, and it could have been better, but it was like a whole long thing. It was like a last minute moment, and I was just fortunate to be there because it was like dealing with an Academy Award-winning actress, and then also Melora Walters, who's a great actress, and she was the other show I like on HBO, Big Love as well.
Pets. What about pets in the house?
Of
give me the rundown here.
Well, we all know Jack. We know and love Jack. I don't know if you guys have seen the MTV 52 things. Okay, so JJ, Jack Jr., is in those. He's featured, and Snoop is featured doing his voice, which is
very
hilarious.
funny.
And I love Snoop, anyway, but the fact that he did that, I'm like, he's the coolest person in the land for that one.
Other things I'm curious about with Mariah Carey being sort of the normal Mariah. Mm-hmm. Do you have any annoying neighbors?
No, because I'm my own neighbor.
Like,
thank God, because seriously, we have parties on the roof, and that's my main platform. That's a place I love to be. But yes, if you were ever to come to my lair, you would definitely be on the roof. And even in the winter, I'm like, let's go on the roof, because that's the reason I bought the house. I live in New York.
In New York, it's 30 below.
Yeah, but we go to Aspen, and we'll be in the hot tub and go and roll in the snow and jump back. And that's like an Aspen thing to do. But so nothing phases me. I'll sit in the hot tub just to be outside, because in New York you don't really get to be out. I don't really get to be outside that much, so it's like the roof space is the main thing of the house. And again, I'll be blasting music up there. I got the 1s and 2s up there as well, the turntables up there.
So people around the block, if they hear like a poof, poof,
that
from
would
a
be
roof,
us.
that's
Honestly,
I like
making
it.
this record, making E equals MC squared, I finally had my roof done after all this nonsense, the drama it took to get it done. You don't even want to know. The contractors were very, very, very slow. But anyway, so the point is, we were listening to the songs like as they were progressing, and people were coming over and just like having like little listening moments. It was actually really cool. So
Nice.
yeah,
Well, you
and
guys-
then the other floors below are me. Like for the next 3 floors. So I'm not going to call in an annoyed moment at myself, you know. Let's hope. Although that'll be the next rumor now that I just said that.
Mariah has gone crazy.
She
called the
called
cops
up
on herself.
you know. That'll be the new one. Because everything we see and hear on TV is real.
Yeah, that'll be in a
Clearly.
tabloid in about a half hour. All right, top 5 songs according to all the votes coming up next, and you know who, Miss MC in the house on KIIS FM.
Yay.
Mariah Carey in the studio, y'all.
Thank you. This is such a nice audience here. Very, very festive, I must say.
Walk me through, Miss Mariah Carey, the art of the high note. How is that possible? You hit those notes.
I don't know. Sometimes I just sit there and go, I'll be like, where am I with that? Can I do it today if I tried? A little vocal warm up. And then I'm just like, okay, I could probably hit a note if I had to. But it's all about, honestly, it really is about like timing, vocal rest, sleep, like all that.
Is it more
Water.
from your head or from the chest, or where does the note
No,
come
this
from?
is a
Like,
weird thing. Like
throat?
my voice doctor he like lectures and he talks to people about my voice because it's a different kind of thing. Like my chords, I actually have nodules on them, and I have for my whole life, and that's why when you hear my speaking voice, it's like more low, and that's why I can like go into like the lower register, like low, 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 you know, pretty low. But the stuff is a whole different
Jesus.
thing. It's a whole different thing. And so, you know, his whole point is like, because I have the nodules, I've learned how to sing around them and through, you know, with them. And it's sort of like I use a part of the chords when I'm hitting that particular register, the higher
Right.
upper register. So on this album, I played around with like the upper register a lot, the high notes we'll call them, as background parts and different things that I've always kind of done that. But back in the day, it was very much like, oh, you've got to turn the high note down because it's annoying and blah blah blah. So that's why we did one of the 52 skits was about the high note and like my dog not being able to deal with it. And actually, he does, like his ears do go like a little like haywire sometimes. He'll hear a certain note.
Your dog is like, whoa, Mariah.
Well, I'm talking
whoa.
about JJ, but one time I was belting, like hitting a mid range, and I was actually working on this album, and Jack was in the studio with me, and he started barking along with the note, and I really was just like, I couldn't use it, obviously, but I was like, you got to save that just for my own laugh and jokes to the engineers. So
All right, number 5, let's go into it. And the one, the only, yes, she's here, Miss MC in the house on KIIS FM.
yay!
Yep. Keep writing down all 9 songs. End of the countdown, somebody's getting hooked up. Tickets to Wango Tango, which is totally sold out. And yes, we in the Guitar Center studio. Miss Mariah Carey is here, y'all.
Hey, it's a festive crowd.
Mariah, we saw you on American Idol looking hot.
Thank you. I haven't seen it yet. I still haven't seen it. I really want to see the show.
Well, you did good.
Was
A+
it good?
for you. Yeah.
Okay,
Your thoughts
cool.
on the performances of the contestants with some of your material?
Well, when I did the, like, in quote, mentoring thing,
Right.
like, that was pretty cool because, I mean, if I were them, I would want me to do it too because I'm not ever going to be mean to somebody. First of all, I don't like judging people. To me, that's like something you're not supposed to do. Judge not, lest thou be judged, you know? So you really, it's kind of like a thing where it's like, I don't like that. So I had to tell them, like, treat me like I'm your friend that just happens to do this for a living and just ask me anything you want type of thing. And then I gave them my little critiques, but in a way that was like, you know, whatever. I felt like it would be more difficult, like, for me to sing right, like, here to you with nobody else. Like, that's weird to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than being in front of an audience, like, of even like 50,000 people or whatever. The thing is like, you can be on this stage and it sort of becomes like like an impersonal thing. Like you're just like, you know, because when you do the big shows out here and stuff, it's like so many people. It's like a sea of people. It's not even like you're dealing one-on-one, which I don't have a problem with. But when you're singing and you're not known yet and you're like here and being judged in the whole world, I can't imagine it. So I just have to say, like, big up to the finalists and contestants who put themselves out there like that. Like, I'm so glad that is not the route I went down. Because even as it was, like, I was all of a sudden like, okay, I'm in high school, la, la, la. Now I'm doing, like, you know, I'm going to be poverty-stricken moment, and here I am, you know. And then all of a sudden, it's like I was on TV shows, and, like, people who were just, like, went to school with me were like, what? I didn't even know she sang, 'cause I didn't tell people. So it was, you know, weird enough as it was to suddenly be on TV. But then I can't imagine, like, how they must feel. So it was, I thought they did a great job with it when they were one-on-one with me, even better than I thought they did in their performances. That's just my opinion. I don't even like to say that, but I feel like they did such a good job just one-on-one. It was like, you know, I wish people could have seen that.
Can you imagine being a young female vocalist especially? And I would imagine all idolized you, and there you are talking to them about how to, you know, do what you do. That's got to be exciting and a little bit nerve-wracking, too, because it's MC right there. But a great moment they'll never forget, obviously.
It was cool, but you know what the main thing was? It was seeing and hearing the songs, that, especially when they did the songs that I'd written, and being able to see, like, the different arrangements. Like, I really liked Always Be My Baby that way. I thought it was cool. I thought that David did a good job. It was different. You know, it was something, you know, cool, because we had written it with a guitar sound initially. Jermaine Dupri and myself, Emmanuel Seal, that's our first collabo. And so to hear it done that way, and even from a guy's perspective, I liked it.
All right, you guys, top 3 songs coming up next. And yeah, it's JoJo on the radio. Honored to be here at KIIS FM with Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey! We back. It's JoJo on the radio, Guitar Center Studios, KIIS FM. Mariah Carey's here. Yep.
Hey!
Yeah! We just witnessed her take a moment to put on some lip gloss, right?
My lip gloss is popping. It was a little, you know, one with a light on it. It's festive. It's good. It's good for the club because you could just see. It's got a little mirror on the side, and then you could just put the little gloss on, have your little key light, and everything's good. You know?
I'm not hating that.
You know,
all right.
You got to do what you got to do.
So when you get her album, which is in stores now, get you a little lip gloss too.
Yeah, the album is E = MC squared, and
Hit
that's
it, hit
kind
it.
of because it's sort of like the emancipation of me, but that would be the E.
Right.
Emancipation equals Mariah Carey to the second power, because it's kind of like, you know, that moment was such a nice, fun moment for me that it was like a continuation of that. And then I think this album kind of goes a little bit deeper on some of the songs lyrically. The last song on the album is called I Wish You Well, and to me that's one of my best songs that I've ever done, because it is an inspirational song, and I feel compelled to do songs like that, because doing that on an album that has, like, you know, songs like Touch My Body and whatever is
I Will Hunt You Down.
You know, I Will Hunt You Down or whatever is good, because it's exposing people to something and a message that they may not hear if they're just listening to the regular radio. And so I think that's important. So it's not trying to be hypocritical, like, oh, on one hand I'm giving, you know, singing something that's like more of a gospel song, on the other hand I'm singing like, clearly Touch My Body's got a lot of jokes in it, so let's just be, you know, let's just face reality.
I like
you know,
it.
even my pastor was like, okay, you know, I get that you're joking, but the point is,
What was that conversation with the pastor like?
Well, he's cool. He's not like, you know, too uptight for him. He's like a very cool guy. Like he actually plays pool and has like trophies that he wins up to here, and they're like huge trophies, and people are like, that's not fair. You've got God on your side.
Yeah, that's cheating, dude.
He beats everybody. Like, he's the best. But anyway, the point is, I feel really good about this record because it is fun, festive, up tempos. You know, so many great guest artists on there and whatever. But just like being able to do a song like I Wish You Well as the last cut on it, which actually my pastor, who was actually his bishop, Clarence Keaton, is featured on the song, and he ends the last line of the entire album is spoken by him, and it basically is peace. So it made sense, and I thought it was an important thing to do.
Point blank, is E = MC squared your best album to date in your opinion?
It's really hard for me to say that because I put so much into all the different albums.
Right.
People have been saying that to me, and that makes me really happy. But it's like, you know, I can't, it's like each album at a certain point started to represent like what was going on in my life. And so I can't really ever be like, okay, this is better than Butterfly to me, because Butterfly represents a certain stage in my life, but so does Mimi and this album, E=MC². They both really have a lot of relevance to me, so I don't know.
So they're all like your babies.
They're like my babies, and so I got to just let the public decide. And really, I just hope that, like I said, that I think in terms of like the balance of the record, being fun, being real, this is definitely the most real of my albums. Like, this is me. There's nothing on here that's like, okay, I don't, it's not me or whatever. So, thank you.
Nice. All right, number 3, let's roll into it. Mariah Carey in the studio. It's 102.7 KIIS FM. MC, give her some love, y'all. Mariah Carey just spilled her drink down her face.
Because he's making me laugh.
I'm so professional. I talk on the radio. I'm really
You've
good.
had this job a long time.
Yeah,
you
what are you
can
gonna
do
do?
what you want.
Mariah Carey in the studio. Yeah. Mariah Carey, I'm going to give you a speed round of questions. Say pass if you want me to move on, all that
dear.
stuff. And here we go.
Okay.
Home cooked meal when you go back home. When you get a chance to go back home.
Yes.
What do you got to cook up?
Me, personally?
Or if it's order out or whatever. What's the meal?
No, I don't say that like me cook. No, actually, I like to cook. I cook at Christmas time. That's like the only time I really cook.
What's your most embarrassing moment, Mariah? Do you have an embarrassing moment, or is that
I
possible?
have many embarrassing moments, and I'm definitely not trying to relive them.
All right. Moving on.
But if anyone were to ask me that, it's fine that you did, Jojo.
Okay, they get worse. Another random question.
Oh,
you
dear.
ever milked a cow?
Have I ever milked a cow? Have I?
On a farm, maybe?
I
like,
mean, I don't know. Maybe like on a school trip, like when I was little or something. I don't really remember.
Believe in ghosts or UFOs?
Not really. I mean, I believe in the spirit, but,
Right.
I'm not really about a UFO moment. I don't know.
I just really enjoyed asking Mariah Carey that question.
Well, of course. That'll be the next thing they say.
Do you remember your first celebrity moment back, before the
Yes.
first single?
Well-
what was it?
Oh, my...
Like somebody's walking by and you start to get those stares and you're thinking, dude, this might be working. I might be famous.
Oh, when I thought I was a celebrity?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like who was the first celebrity that I saw. I was going to the movies, and I was like standing on the line with my friend. I don't even remember who I was with at the time, but probably like someone that I went to school with or whatever. So we were on the line for the movies in New York, and this girl had my song. She had the first single, Vision of Love, and she's like, her friend was asking her, what are you listening to? And she said the name of the song, and she said my name, and then she was like trying to explain what I looked like or whatever. And I'm standing right behind her. I don't think I've ever told that story before, but that's the truth.
That's awesome. All right, number 1 according to all the votes. Coming up next, take a wild guess who that is. And yeah, Miss Mariah Carey in the studio on KIIS FM. Nice. All right, you guys, we in the studio. Island Def Jam artist, Guitar Center, Performance Studio. That's where I'm hanging at. It's JoJo on the radio. Mariah Carey!
Thank you.
Mariah, number 1 tonight is your track Bye Bye. All the MC fans hit me up. It's doing well, obviously. The album is out in the stores. Say a couple things about the album.
To me, it's very much like picking up where Emancipation of Mimi left off, staying in the same festive zone that I was in with that, and just really being like real to myself. Like, there's a lot of like inside jokes that my real fans are going to enjoy figuring out what we're saying about. What I'm saying and what it means. Like, there's even like, okay, so Migrate with T-Pain, it's the first song on the album. The album starts out with the high notes that begin the song Migrate, which I collaborated with Danger for the first time, and I explained to him, like, okay, here's the concept behind the idea for the song Migrate, which is basically like, we talked about my roof earlier, and then being at, my house in Manhattan. Well, it's an apartment, whatever, technically, but it's like a house. So, like, let's say we're up in the Moroccan room, which leads you to the roof.
The Moroccan room
The
leads to the roof.
Moroccan room leads to the roof. So we'll call it being in Morocco. So if we're in Morocco and then it's starting to get light out, I'll be very much, or one of us will be like, we need to migrate down to probably the mermaid room.
Why is it called the mermaid room? Like a mermaid pictures on the wall?
Well, I actually
Fish
have
tank,
like
maybe?
it's the fish tank. It's the sofa is like everybody who sits on it falls asleep immediately. It's the best sofa ever made. It's huge. It like would dwarf. It's like almost big enough that Shaq could have to
Yeah, I
talk,
saw
but-
that on Cribs. I believe you pointed that out. Now
But
that
that's
you
like the
mention it.
sandy color, and then the walls are like this glaze. I don't know. I love the ocean, so whatever. Mermaid room, whatever. Basically, it's a fancy name for my room where you watch movies. So we would
Nice.
migrate down there. That's like built for a party more than anywhere else except the roof. So anyway, I explained that to Danger, and he was like, I like that, basically, but he said it in a different way, which I won't say on the radio. And and then T-Pain heard it, and I was so happy because I got to work with him, and he was amazing in the studio. Just off the top of his head, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and you can see why he's so successful because he's really, really good in the studio, and he's focused, and he's a great artist and writer. And anyway, I worked with so many different people. The collaborations, I just really enjoyed so much. One song called Cruise Control, it's just fun and festive. I don't know if you heard it yet, but hopefully you will. And it's featuring Damian Marley. I see someone's got a Bob Marley shirt on right there. And so it was just it's another Jermaine Dupri collaboration, but it's one of my favorites. I think the main thing about this album is it's got ballads, it's got songs that are like uplifting or meant to be uplifting, expressing who I am, and then basically all the up-tempo songs, again, they're like there's always a little touch of me and like a little wink and a smile with it. So it's like today we were talking with someone about Migrate, and they were like, yeah, that's a song when you're getting ready to go out, and I'm like, basically that's every up-tempo I have. Like that's my whole that's my inspiration. But I think that it's just this album is it's like a good time record with a little bit extra added.
So basically, get the album or you're a bad person.
No,
How about that?
You
That's
get
for
the
me.
album because I think thank you, Jojo, because I think people are gonna like it, and even if you're not really necessarily a fan, you don't have to like me, but I think you can like the album.
By the way, your shoes are hot, and I'm sure the
Thank
toes
you.
are looking nice. I've been holding that in.
Thank
Sorry.
you. I appreciate that, but they're like I need to like shine them up. I have these Mary
Somebody
Janes,
give me a towel,
Christian
quick.
Louboutin and Mary Janes on, and they're very cute, but they're like they're actually not uncomfortable. Usually, I'm getting much more abused by my shoes.
They're very,
Yeah.
very high heel, super sexy.
They're actually
Hello.
like a platform kind of, but
All
I
right.
had that put on.
And the shorts
So
are not short at all. Good.
They're not, but I have a thick stocking,
Yes, you
and
do.
I'm treating it as a legging.
Nope.
It depends what you could take anything and make it into a shirt. And treat it as a pant.
Oh,
Whatever.
Lordy.
I don't know.
Am I sweating? Can you see am I sweating? I'm sweating, right?
I have my own rules about these things.
Yeah, I like your rules. Just
kinda
go with it.
Do whatever I want.
Okay. Before we play the number one song and toast, I bought you a gift.
Aww.
So I'll hold the mic, but okay.
Opening presents.
I hope you like it. Oh, my God. I hope you like it.
Oh, of course I will.
Oh, God.
I can't believe I get to open a present around here. That's festive. That is a nice. Look at this. A picture of Jojo, and this is a hot picture too. I like this. Thank you. It's definitely going to my lair. When you come
Oh!
over, you will see it in my house.
I will be hung up in the lair. That's what you're
It will
saying.
be in the lair, probably in the butterfly room.
Oh.
Thing, right? Okay. Ray Ray's going to make sure, because she's my.
Thank you, Ray Ray.
Her and her daughter Sade often stay in the butterfly room, so that would be. They will see you when they.
Okay. The reason I give that is because you sign a lot of autographs. I thought you'd like a sexy guy on your wall,
I
right?
surely
Come on.
do. I appreciate it. Thank you for thinking of me.
My pleasure, Mariah. Please take this champagne glass. I will take this one. And this is from KIIS FM and from Jojo on the radio to celebrate E equals MC square, to be a huge success, and just keep being you.
Thank you.
To
Thank
Mariah
you
Carey,
so
you guys.
much, Jojo. Thank you, KIIS FM, and thank you guys here. Yay for the festive splash.
Number one, bye-bye, Mariah Carey. Give MC some love on KIIS FM.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Jojo on the radio.
On 102.7 KISS FM.